Alex Eala could face Coco Gauff again at Indian Wells. Manila, Philippines. Alex Eala opens her campaign in the Indian Wells Open against the winner between China's Zhang Shuai and Ukraine's Diana Yastremska. Eala received a first-round bye in her Indian Wells debut and returns to action on Saturday as she competes in her third consecutive WTA 1000 event this year. Yastremska is world number 52, while Zhang is currently world number 62 and a three-time champion. The 20-year-old Filipino is in the same bracket as fourth seed Coco Gauff, whom she could face again if both advance. Gauff will take on the winner of Canada's Bianca Andreescu and a qualifier. The Filipino tennis ace got dominated by Gauff, her former doubles partner, 6-0, 6-2, in the Dubai Tennis Championships. The Rafa Nadal Academy graduate is also expected to compete in the Miami Open next, the tournament where her rise started after making history as a wild card who beat Grand Slam champions. The desert air at Indian Wells carries a certain kind of electricity, the kind that hums beneath the surface, waiting for a spark. This year, that spark could come in the form of a compelling rematch. Alex Eala versus Coco Gauff. Two young stars. Two different journeys. One possible collision beneath the Californian sun. For Alex Eala, Indian Wells represents more than just another tournament. It is a proving ground, a stage where whispers can become declarations. Still only at the dawn of her professional career, Eala carries with her the hopes of a nation and the hunger of a player determined to belong among the elite. The Filipina left-hander has long been known for her poise beyond her years, her sharp court intelligence, her disciplined footwork, and her fearless baseline play. But the transition from promising junior to consistent WTA contender is a journey paved with moments like these, high-stakes matches against established stars. Coco Gauff, meanwhile, is no stranger to the spotlight. From her breakout at Wimbledon as a teenager to becoming one of the most recognizable names in women's tennis, Gauff has grown into both a champion and a symbol of the sport's bright future. Her game is built on explosive movement, heavy topspin, and a serve that has matured into a weapon. But more than that, she thrives in the big arenas. She understands the rhythm of pressure. A potential rematch between Eala and Gauff at Indian Wells would not simply be a meeting of rackets, it would be a meeting of trajectories. Their previous encounter offered a glimpse into the gap Eala is striving to close. Gauff's athleticism stretched rallies into tests of endurance. Her backhand down the line cut through defenses like a blade. Yet in flashes, Eala showed that she belongs in that conversation. She absorbed pace. She redirected angles. She dared to dictate when given the slightest opening. Rematches are fascinating in tennis. They are chess games with memory. Both players step onto the court carrying data, patterns remembered, tendencies studied, weaknesses noted. Eala would likely arrive armed with adjustments, perhaps taking the ball earlier to rob Gauff of time, mixing in higher looping shots to disrupt rhythm, or attacking the forecourt to shorten points. Gauff, in turn, would anticipate those changes, ready to counter with deeper returns or sudden injections of pace. Indian Wells itself adds another layer to this story. The slow, gritty hard courts of the BNP Paribas Open reward patience and physicality. Rallies stretch longer. Defense becomes offense. In such conditions, Gauff's speed becomes even more dangerous, but so does Eala's tactical discipline. The desert wind can play tricks, turning routine shots into split-second calculations. The crowd, knowledgeable and passionate, appreciates both grit and flair. For Eala, this match would symbolize growth. Each encounter with a top-tier opponent is like standing before a mirror that reflects both strengths and shortcomings. Win or lose, it becomes part of the blueprint. But the narrative shifts when the underdog begins to believe, truly believe, that she can rewrite the ending. There's something poetic about youth clashing with youth at such a grand venue. Both Eala and Gauff represent the next era of tennis, an era defined by athleticism, diversity, and global reach. Gauff's story has already inspired millions. Eala's journey is doing the same across Southeast Asia. When they meet, they carry more than rackets. They carry dreams from different corners of the world. Imagine the scene, Stadium 2 buzzing with anticipation. the sun beginning to dip, casting long shadows across the court. Gauff bouncing on her toes at the baseline. Eala adjusting her grip, eyes steady. The first serve cracks through the desert air. The rally unfolds, forehand cross-court, backhand reply, a sudden change of direction. The crowd exhales as one. In these moments, rankings blur. Reputation fades. What remains is execution and courage. If Eala has closed the physical gap, strengthened her serve, sharpened her return, built the stamina required for marathon rallies, this could be the match where she announces herself. Not as a promising junior graduate, not as a hopeful outsider, but as a contender capable of unsettling the hierarchy. For Gauff, such matches are tests of consolidation. The challenge for rising champions is not just to win once, but to win consistently against hungry opponents who study every weakness. Facing Eala again would require the same focus that propelled her to the top. No underestimation, no complacency. Tennis thrives on these evolving rivalries. They give tournaments texture and seasons narrative arcs. Whether this matchup becomes a recurring duel in future Grand Slams and WTA 1000 events remains to be seen. But Indian Wells could be a chapter worth remembering, the moment where a rivalry either begins to take shape or takes a dramatic turn. And perhaps that is the beauty of it. Before the first ball is struck, possibility hangs in the air. Alex Eala could face Coco Gauff again at Indian Wells. Could.